Hello, you beautiful souls, and welcome back to House of Enlightenedhood. My name is Lena Lemos, and today we are talking about one of my very favorite topics ever, intuition. Because here at House of Enlightenedhood, we are a spiritual cooperative that is co-creating a new paradigm of spirituality that is detached from capitalistic spirituality, big business spirituality, the patriarchy, whatever you want to call it. Intuition is one of those things that if we get too caught up in, I'm just going to call it capitalistic spirituality, we lose a lot of the big picture. The focus of intuition when you are in the current paradigm of spirituality is unlock your third eye and all of your spiritual gifts will come online. But I think there's a lot more to it, and it's totally okay if that's where you're at on your journey. There is no judgment here, but I just want to make sure that you have the full picture to understand that it's not just about our psychic gifts. It's not just about opening your third eye and having your psychic gifts come online, because there's so much more to it. One thing that my guides always stress to me is that we get our psychic gifts through healing, going through our healing and releasing something that has been in our heart space, and we'll get to that. That transmutation is what activates our spiritual gifts. When we're creating more space, that is how our spiritual gifts come online. So I'm going to tell you 3 ways that you can start to develop your intuition, but in a much expanded perspective. I'm going to get my notes here. So the first thing that you can do to help develop your intuition is to get rid of the noise in your life. This can be done through meditation. This can be done through mindful movement. This can be done through being more intentional about your thoughts and your beliefs. But we live in a society where we have messaging, noise, social media posts, advertising, news, marketing, collective fear and division coming at us from all angles. We all have intuition. We all have that inner compass and that guidance system. It's about clearing the noise and creating silent space to be able to listen to it. And after we can hear it, it's about trusting it. But the first step is getting rid of the noise. If you have a meditation practice, that is a great place to start, because that's really going to allow you to dedicate time to just be, to sit in stillness. Creating stillness in our lives and for our soul is when we really start to tell our other senses, okay, I'm an open channel. I am ready to receive. But if we're constantly, distracting ourselves, we don't have that clear space to be able to be that open channel. We live in the social age. There is really no escaping that. We are consistently consuming other people's spiritual journeys, other people's spiritual growth, other people's downloaded and channeled messages on Instagram and social media, and that can make it really hard to feel like our intuition isn't working or our intuition isn't online. But are you actually listening, or are you comparing your intuition to someone else's? Tune out the noise. That's number 1. Number 2, everything is energy. Everything in our universe, in our world, is energy. When we can understand that everything is energy, we can now have the ability to consciously choose things in our life that vibrate at a higher frequency. We live in a society where there are low vibrational things thrown at us every which way, whether it's media, the news, low vibrational processed foods, toxic people, relationships. These are all things that lower our vibration and keep us from being our highest self. The more that we can remove those things from our life, whether it's eating more high vibrational foods that have the wisdom of Mother Earth, or creating boundaries with those toxic relationships, or unplugging from the news, or not spending so much time on social media, we are creating the space for our being, our vessel, our antenna to these psychic downloads to vibrate at a higher frequency thus being a better receptor to receive this information. But when we're vibrating down here and divine information or your spirit guides want to come through, this is high vibrational energy and there's a disconnect. So the more that we can raise our own personal frequency of our bodies, that's when we can truly unlock the power of our psychic gifts. And I think too much we focus on the third eye chakra, but really our body is that vessel, and we have to pay attention to what we are consuming, again, whether it be media, food, messages and beliefs and energy from others. We have to start setting boundaries to allow our own frequency to rise so that we can be a vibrational match for those gifts. And lastly, this is the not fun one that I don't think is, the sparkly answer about intuition that everyone wants to hear. But the third thing that you can do to unlock your intuition is let go of all expectations of what you think your intuition is. Again, we all want to see the future and have that tool in our box, but it isn't as simple as just opening this energy center and having that gift of seeing. The truth is, all of your spiritual gifts come from right here, your heart. Your heart is the portal to unlocking these gifts, but your heart is also where all that, emotional baggage, trauma, all the things that you've pushed down, all those beliefs and negative things that you still think about yourself and your capabilities, it's all stored here. So it's through our own self-healing, it's through transmutation of these wounds that we are creating this space to be able to see these gifts. I always love to use the example that our heart space is like a hoarder's living room, right? So picture a living room with all these boxes and all this crap stacked up way to the top of the room. Our job on our spiritual path and in our self-healing journey is to start to look at those boxes. Just peek inside and see what we can slowly get rid of. And as we start to get rid of that stuff, we start to let it go, then we're creating more space. And when we're creating more space, then we are allowing ourselves to be able to receive and hold more energy and more high vibrational energy. So the truth is, this current spiritual paradigm distracts us from the fact that we have all the tools to be able to put our psychic gifts online. It just takes work. It takes time. It takes dedication. There is no crystal, there is no healer that is going to activate your gifts and put them online. Yes, some of us sometimes have spontaneous awakenings where it just happens so fast, but most of the time, this is a very gradual and long-term practice. This is a dedication. This is an energy exchange that happens with the divine. We can't just say, all right, I'm ready. Please just download me with the latest software that includes all my Claire gifts, because that's not how it works. There's an energy exchange with that. So we have to put in the work. We have to do the healing. We have to transmute the energy into a higher frequency to allow for that space. It is possible. It is more than possible, but I also know from my own journey and my own healing that my intuition looks so much different, feels so much different, happens so much differently than I ever imagined. I don't know how many of you grew up with the Disney Channel, but I always imagine it being like That's So Raven, where I was like, a vision. And sometimes it does happen like that, but most of the time it's a sensation in my legs. It's a tingle that says yes. My friend Maddie always calls it a full body fuck yes. That's your intuition. Your intuition is, maybe I should take the scenic way home today. Maybe I shouldn't grab this thing at the store. Maybe I need to talk to this person at the post office. Our intuition is those little moments where we're not thinking, it's not going through our brain. We're just acting and trusting that whatever is coming through and wherever our spidey senses are guiding us is what is meant to be. That is intuition. And the more that we can be guided by our heart space, by the things that we're called to and the things that feel really good, the more our intuition is going to start to develop, because we're leveraging it, we're trusting it, we're not going through the ego, we're not going through all these thought processes and, maybe I'm not right, maybe this is wrong. Trust it. Trust whatever is coming through for you, because that is your intuition asking to be acted upon. And the more that we can act upon it, the more we're telling the universe, I trust myself. I'm a sovereign being. I am living my life guided through my intuition and my natural, expanded instincts as a soul having a human experience. And the more that we can continue to live our lives like that, that is what is going to truly develop our intuition. So just to recap, 1, clear out the noise, create silent time with yourself, remove everyone else's spiritual journey and focus within. 2, everything is energy. Get rid of all the things that are keeping you at a lower frequency. This is an energetic universe. This is a quantum space. Use that energy to your advantage. Treat your body like a sacred temple. Treat your body like an antenna. You want to receive the most exclusive messages, then you got to upgrade the hardware to that antenna. And lastly, let go of your expectations of what your intuition even means, what your psychic gifts even mean, because chances are the more you can let go and the more that you surrender, the faster that they're going to come. Because when we're telling the universe that we want something so bad, that means we don't have it, and you do. It's already within you. Let me know down in the comments what your intuition development has looked like, if you have any questions on your path. And as always, if you are feeling called to a new paradigm of spirituality, I really invite you to check out House of Enlightenedhood. We are a cooperative for people no matter where you are on your spiritual journey. We have a space for you on our online cooperative platform. Thank you so much for tuning in. If this resonated with you, if this helped you, please don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time, you beautiful souls.